Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. I'm your host, Leah Chang. Last November, Great Performances filmed the Broadway production of David Henry Hwang's Yellowface. The live capture of the show will premiere on PBS on Friday, May 16th at 9 p.m. The production stars Daniel Dae Kim as an Asian American playwright who protests Yellowface casting in the blockbuster musical Miss Saigon, only to mistakenly cast a white actor as the Asian lead in his own play. The repercussions resonate in this farce about the complexities of race. Directed by Leigh Silverman, Yellowface is an is he or isn't he comedy of identity, show business, and autobiography. The company of Yellowface also features Kevin Del Aguila, Ryan Eggold, Francis Jew, Marinda Anderson, Shannon Tayo, and Greg Keller. Playwright David Henry Hwang, actor Daniel Dae Kim, and director Leigh Silverman introduced a special screening of WNET's video capture of Yellowface on Broadway for PBS's Great Performances on Monday, April 14th at the Whitby Hotel. It was a wonderful reunion for the cast and creative team of Yellowface.
So, welcome.
Yay!
And loved ones. Look, we're actually here. And there are a lot of people who are responsible for us being here. Most of them are in this house. But I have to say, the fact that we're in a movie theater today, we have to thank this guy, and it was Daniel who, as we were planning this at the end, he's like, well, of course we need popcorn and drinks. Our opening on Broadway was the culmination of maybe a 30-year journey that started with the failure of Face Value, and today that journey continues and that joy continues thanks to all of you. The play is, we didn't talk about this that much when it was running, but we've since learned that this is the first play in Broadway history that centers East Asians as Americans, as opposed to others. And if, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm just going to do a little thing to the theater gods, but if for some fortunate reason our star, Mr. Kim here, happens to be nominated, he will be the first AAPI ever even nominated for Best Actor in a Play.
I'm screwed now, sorry.
So I think, one of the things that we know is in the play is the story about my dad and the charges against him in the 1990s for allegedly laundering money for China. And I think that story was really relevant when we were on Broadway, and it is probably more relevant now with the trade war heating up and all of the crap that's going to come for us because of that. And so we're very grateful to Great Performances, to PBS, and I know PBS, you're fighting your own fights, and we're all standing in solidarity together. We're incredibly grateful to tell a story to a national audience that asserts that AAPIs are Americans.
Yes.
And I have to acknowledge that my dad, looking down from wherever he is, I think he was really thrilled to be the fan favorite in a Broadway hit, the wonderful Francis Jew. to be the fan favorite on national television. Lights, cameras, great performances. And here's your leader and mine, Leigh Silverman.
I just want to thank you all so much for being here. When I first read Yellowface, the first draft of Yellowface, which was in 2006, and David and I had our first meeting. It's kind of a meet cute story now, but he always says that he didn't think I understood the play at all. Yeah, it's funny now, but it was. I think it really says something about David that even though he felt that way, he called me the next day and said, I think you are the person to work on this play though. And we worked on it and we went and premiered it in California and then brought it back to the public in 2007. And we really figured something out about the play. And we were excited about the structure. We felt like it was this completely unusual, wild, ambitious, strange, political animal. This play was just so unusual and amazing, and we felt like it didn't really have the reach. Ultimately, we had a good run at the public, but it's been something over the last 7 projects in 15 years that we've talked about a lot, is the reach of the play. Until this year, until the Roundabout, until PBS. And now when I think about the reach of this play, and the reach of this play for generations, I just feel so much gratitude and pride, and truly, I think about people watching this on their television and getting to see this story, and I think that's the reach that we dreamed about all these years. So thank you so much to the Roundabout. Thank you so much to PBS. I want to especially acknowledge from the Roundabout the board members, Kitty Patterson-Kempner and Tom Kempner and Tom and Diane Tuft. Are you here today? Yes! Thank you so much for underwriting a part of our PBS experience. Thank you so much. Our star, Daniel Dae Kim.
We are here thanks to the courtesy of the Asian American Foundation. Where are you guys? Also Gold House. Is this Gold House? Okay. East West Bank. No guarantees.
Trained actor.
I also want to say thank you to Panda Express, who not only helped underwrite Great Performances, but they are our sponsors for this evening's screening. And I will just say this. A lot has changed between today and even the time when we put on this play. I remember the day that the election happened, and I remember the show we had right after it. And when I think about all that's transpired in the last 4 months, one line in the play resonates with me, and that is, anytime the US makes an Asian country its enemy, the first people they go after are Asian Americans. You'll hear that tonight. And it's not just Asian Americans, but you're seeing it with all people of color. You guys have probably read the news and you know what's going on with the American who is in El Salvador, and this administration wrongly deported him. They knew it was a mistake, they admitted it was a mistake, yet they will do nothing to bring him back. These are the kinds of times we live in now, and this is the kind of story that is addressing those times. And I honestly feel that it is more relevant and timely now than it is even when we were first performing the show in November. So for all of you who are here tonight, thank you for being a part of bringing this show to life and to bringing it to so many others who will get to now hear this story. So with that said, please enjoy Yellowface.
Thank you for joining me for this edition of Backstage Pass with Leigh Chang. Until next time.